How's it going, guys? So it is raining. It's Sunday. It's my day off. We're going to head up to see if we can get to Drift Creek Falls. It's been cold still, so there's probably snow up there. We'll find out. We're gonna leave Odin here and take Jalapeno, and we'll see if we can make it to the top. All right, we'll see you guys up there. Alright guys, well unfortunately I cannot take you guys up because they actually closed it down. Trail and Trailhead closed to public use. So unfortunately this will have to probably wait until another weekend until I can come up and check it out. But we're up here getting the truck dirty, which makes it really convenient. The truck is got a bunch of mud all over it. So that's nice. Liz is in there laughing. It is what it is. I mean, we did get a lot of snow. We'll go up that road, see where we can get to, how far we can go before I'm just gonna call it. But that sucks. This is my first weekend and wanted to take you guys up, but until this sign disappears, I'm not gonna chance my truck or our lives. Let's go back home. Maybe I'll make a video of what we need to get done on the bus this spring. I'll grab a notepad and pen and get a game plan going. Better weather is coming quickly, so back down the hill we go.
Down trees everywhere, which we knew. But Josh is determined. Not determined, we are Get it, baby, we're spinning snow. And we're just rocking. Sorry, the viewing of this footage may cause motion sickness, blurry vision, being somewhere you really weren't, the delusion of getting stuck, and other unknown side effects. Oh, there's the gully. We found the gully. Ooh. All right, well, thank you again for our broadcast. Get it, dun 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 dun. speed stick. Little sticker. Ooh. Keep you from just hauling ass up here. Well, the four-wheel works, yeah?
Yeah, four-wheel drive works good.
Look at that stump. It's so beautiful. That's a nice stump, too. Ugh. Ow. Ah, look, our treacherous corner we knew we'd have to come across. I can't stop this feeling of sliding on the ice. Probably 'cause I'm not in control of the steering wheel, but ain't that nice? Oh, we are in the snowfields, drifting, gliding, and sliding. We tried to make it up to Drift Creek, but a few people ruined it for everyone.
Alright guys, so now that we made it home, let's grab a tape measure. Let's start making a quick little, we gotta figure out what we're gonna be doing this spring with the bus. I'm gonna grab a tape measure. We're going to head out to the bus. Crazy, as you can tell, smart cars in here. Which that escalate quite quickly. The only thing that's left in it is now the dash. I was really hoping that I could possibly find some wires that some mice had chewed up, because I believe it was a electrical issue. I also took apart clutch actuator, which is this guy here. Unfortunately, this all appears to be okay and in working order. I have two options with the smart car. Do I put it back together, invest time and money into getting this 100% and trying to sell it? Smart cars working correctly, they usually run, I mean, I've seen them as low as 3,500, but going rate for these is like between 5,000 and 7,000, which is insane. Or just do the Honda swap. Liz, my wife, she really loves these little cars. She thinks they're great. Put this, they actually make like a motorcycle rack for the back of RVs for smart cars. Like, it's a whole rack. You don't flat tow them. You literally drive them onto the back of an RV and they just hang out like a motorcycle. But yeah, so do I continue doing the swap? I don't know. I haven't even shown you guys my garage. So as you can tell, this is my garage door. Yeah, I'll give you a quick second. I'll let you kind of soak it all in. So I have built 4 cars out of this garage. I built a 97 Nissan hardbody with a small block Chevy swap. I've built a 99 Saturn SL2, which is the 4-door sedan. Those, I lifted it, put mud tires on it, 32-inch tires, And we had it as a gambler for 2 years. Me and a fellow coworker purchased it just to thrash on it in the woods. That was a really fun car. The Toyota, I did a bunch of stuff too in here. I also had a Volkswagen Bug that I Subaru swapped and sold. That was a really fun car. I stretched it, slammed it to the ground, put big 15-inch wide tires on the back of it. That was a fun car. But yeah, I mean, this is the garage. This is a smart car, just for reference, just to let you guys know. The Mustang does fit in here. I have about 8 inches in front of the bench, and then I have about 8 to 10 inches at the door. That's it. Can't fit the Chevy in here. The windshield on the Chevy would hit the top of the door. The Honda might fit. I believe it's a couple inches longer than the Mustang, so it'd be really tight. Wouldn't be able to fit anything in here. The garage isn't a big garage, but it does its job. This, don't mind the mess. This is all the hardware and stuff I took out of the bus from last spring. I just kind of throw it up there. I don't mess with it most of the year. During springtime, all that'll go back into the bus. But yeah, let's grab this stuff here and this notepad and head out to the bus. All right, guys. So over the course of this spring and summer, until we start getting into bad weather, let's see. Summer goals. Where do we want to have this at? Okay. I know that the interior will not be finished by the end of summer. I am really the only one that kind of goes full tilt on this. Liz helps me when I need a second pair of hands, when, 3 hands or more are needed. And Paul helps when he can as well. He helped me get the galvanized steel into the side of the bus, which was a big help. But the way I see it, this summer, I want to have all the insulation in the bus. I want to have the walls roughed in, so ply on the walls. I would like to have electrical and plumbing roughed in. I don't have all of the appliances that will be going into the bus. The bus still requires basically everything for the inside. When I first did this, I roughed it in so we could get our motorhome licensing, and it was during COVID and DMV didn't care. So luckily that was the highest peak of wood prices when I was paying $187 for one sheet of 3/4 finished side plywood. So yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. This spring we are going to get a game plan together and figure out what needs to be done. So the windows, I still do need to seal the very top where the galvanized steel meets the roof. This bus has a drip edge down the whole sides of the bus, so I don't have to worry about water intrusion, but I will worry about water intrusion once this thing is going 70 miles an hour down the freeway and water can be forced up and over. We have to seal the galvanized in the top. We're also going to need more of the foamular 1.5 inch pink foam board. We are also going to need to buy, I would really like to do 3/4 inch in the walls. You don't have to. I've seen people use 1/4 inch. I am also going to back behind it, so on top of the steel structure that's in the walls, I am going to also be including a vapor barrier. Will help keep moisture off the wood. It's going to be like an 8 mil or a 10 mil polyplastic that'll run down the whole walls. And then I don't know, I mean, I could use 1/2 inch. I did rough in the lower part of the walls because we did have bus windows. I would like to use at least 1/2 inch, if not 3/4 inch ply for the walls. And the main reason why is because I want to be able to use that as solid structure. Everything that will be getting attached to the bus will be getting attached to the wood. The way that I am going to attach the wood to the bus is I will actually be using flush mount screws. The screws will be countersunk into the wood and they'll be flush. That way anything on the lower part of the wall I'll be able to run wires through. There will be areas inside the wall that I will have to put outlets in. So I have outlets in the kitchen, in the bedroom, places that would require power to come up and through the wall. So all of that will also have to be taken into consideration. So I'm just going to write down for the time being anything between 1/2 inch and 3/4 ply. Like I said, if I went with 3/4, the nice thing with 3/4 is it will bring it almost all the way out to the rail. This rail right here. And the cool thing with this rail, a lot of people tend to cut it out. They tend to cut this out. They tend to rip this part out. This is all part of the bottom of the structure that the hat channels use to square themselves up. Now, all this wood is coming out, but this rail makes it really convenient. You can run your plumbing underneath it, and you can run your power wires above it. And then also, when you're running, 5, 6, 7 years, and you have lived in this or you've been traveling, you know exactly where your stuff is in the wall. You know your plumbing's down here. You'll know your electrical is in this area here. Makes it super convenient. Both sides. For me, I'm actually going to be running water on one side, power on the other side. Except for the power that has to go to certain items, which will be over there, which is like the washer dryer combo and the on-demand hot water tank. That's it. Everything else power wise is going to be ran on this wall. Everything water related is going to be ran on that wall, because you know exactly where your stuff is. You don't have to, when you buy travel trailers, when you buy RVs, you don't have any idea what's in the wall until you have a water hose break and it's coming through an outlet. You have no idea where it is. At least when you get to build yours, at least when you get to actually build your bus, build your trailer, build your box truck, whatever it is, you know exactly where the stuff is in the walls, and you know how to access certain areas within the wall without having to tear the entire vehicle apart. So yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple. There is such a big controversy on how to do these right and how to do them wrong. And me personally, I don't want to do it wrong, because if I cut something out that can potentially keep this thing square flying down the road, I'm not going to do it. There's no reason why. I can build around that edge, the rail. And the cool thing is the rail juts out. So if I build my cabinetry, if I build any walls that come out, that rail, I can keep plumbing underneath it and power above it. So that way any leak down I have any issues with the water will not get to any power. Anyways, so I am going to write down on here 1/2 inch to 3/4 ply for the walls. And then I also have to get the front entryway also flushed up. There is an area in the front of the bus which I can show you guys. I'll have to build a cabinet for up front. I also have to finish the front cockpit out because I took it all the way down to the bare structure. So we'll write down, finish out. All right, so here's some rough points. I'm gonna stack the camera and we'll kind of go around this bus, kind of figure out how much stuff we need and what needs to happen. So, all right, so as you can tell, I was missing some of the foamular pink board. I am also missing it in wall sections. So the cool thing is the majority of these windows, they were 24 inches wide, 30 inches tall, 32 inches tall. I can just figure out that 3 of them I can definitely use through a sheet. So 3, 6, 9. So we'll need at least 4 sheets there. I'd say another 5 sheets in this, or a 5th sheet for the ceiling. There's a couple spots. And then the end caps on the front and the rear, I also need to get those insulated as well. So we'll write down on here, we'll do 6 sheets. 6 sheets? 6 sheets sound good. The cool thing is that on the list, the 8 to 10 mil polyplastic for the walls, I already bought that, intending that I was going to put those in the walls with the bus windows, but that never happened. So we can just say we already got those. So we have that. The Sikaflex for the top rail on the inside before we start getting these areas. Because the inside here, this part, this upper rail, here I can probably show you guys a little better on this side because there's no wiring. So this bar I had to weld in here because the bus windows came all the way up to here and then over. Because these windows are 24 inches square, I wanted to put some structure in the wall that we could use the rings clamp nice and sturdy to. And then they weren't wide enough to go to the hat channel. So I just used a piece of 1 by 2, I think, in between them to get them to where they're sitting in there. They're not fully screwed in. I only have, I think, 4 or 5 screws per window because the rings have to come out. And then also down here, you'll see this area will also have to get some foam board added as well. I got the plastic, I got the foam board. We'll have to get the foam board. Now the plywood. So all this plywood down here, you can see it got damaged. Hold on, let me dehumidifier off. So the plywood down here, you can tell got damaged by the water intrusion from the bus windows. This one actually warped completely. All of that plywood I'm getting rid of. I'm not gonna have it in here. So the cabinets are coming out. The stove has to come out for the summer. And then I'm ripping the benches out up front because the benches were all temporary, and the bed platform has to come out. I also have plans for that bed platform to drop down a little bit, but I do want to have it high enough that I can go through this hatch, because this is going to be the only hatch that you can actually access the roof from. And right now it's just enough that I can just scooch my way right up there. There's going to be a lot of plywood that I got to get because the sections, the nice thing with the sections that are going to go in, say, underneath the half windows, are going to be full sections. So these guys, I can actually run a full sheet across the width of the windows. So I'm probably looking at, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So probably we'll stay on the safe side and just say 14 sheets. That should start this whole process on the interior. I'm sorry it's a little dark in here. The privacy windows are making it a lot darker. I'll try to stay underneath the hatches because I got the hatches popped. We will go with 14 sheets of ply, and then, God, that's gonna be a lot. Jesus. 14 sheets. And then we're also gonna need some plywood for the cabinet up front. So I pulled the giant heater out from up front. I'm gonna actually run a small little down here in the bottom corner. It's gonna be a little diesel heater. And then the diesel heater, there's an area underneath here. There's 2 vents. So I'm gonna block this vent off, tie this vent down into the diesel heater on the floor. And then this whole gutter in the windshield is the heater channel. So everywhere, all the way to the corners and all the way around the front, it's a heater duct. So I'm gonna reuse this. I'm gonna bring the wood up to this area here, the driver area, I guess. I'm going to build a fire extinguisher holder down here in this hole. And then this will come out and flush out to the cabinet, which is going to be a little larger, because I also want to be able to have shoes or something down here that's going to be big enough to carry some extra stuff. That's going to be a lot of stuff right out of the gate. And these cabinets were just bought to rough in for DMV to get approval for motorhome status. I'm going to do some built-in cabinets. We're going to have full-size appliances. As you can see, the stove. It's also going to have a full-size fridge right here where the green cord is. So this whole area here will be a full-size fridge. I'm going to try to coat the floor with some kind of paint. The reason why I say paint over something like a sealer is because some of those sealers, they off gas over time. You don't really want to have that inside the vehicle, so because you're living in here. So I'm actually going to coat the floor in a heavy exterior grade paint. And once I coat the actual wood with a paint, I'll do 2 coats, maybe 3 coats, and then I'm going to go around the border against the walls and seal it to the wall. When we did do the subfloor in here, the subfloor, we also laid plastic down. We did coat the floor. We prepped the floor, made sure everything was fine with the floor, laid the plastic down, put the foam in the boards, in the floor, and then plywood over it. I did run skirts through the floor, which come out to structural parts so the floor doesn't sag. But yeah, I think that the big parts that have to be done next is going to be getting rid of the stuff in the bus, getting these walls pulled out, getting the rest of the insulation into the walls, and then making sure that she is 100% ready to go for an interior build. I'm also probably going to start looking into getting at least some of the electrical stuff, maybe the electrical wiring, at least the stuff that I can get in the walls, so I don't have to worry about running it once I have cabinets built, once I have walls built. Once I start getting stuff in here that's going to pose a problem getting around or getting under or whatever, I want to be able to have that all in the walls ready to go. Sorry I couldn't take you up to Drift Creek Falls today. I'm just not going to risk it. I'm not 100% with the truck yet. The truck still has some issues, so I'm going to probably do an oil change on it, and it's probably going to get front brakes done on it too this weekend. So today is my only day off. I'm going to get this edited and get it to you guys. I really wish this was going to be a fun video for you, but at least you kind of see the process on how life can just kind of get in the way, you know? I mean, there are things that you cannot control. So you roll with the punches, you know. But at least it got me motivated to come in here even while it was raining and talk to you guys about possibly what the game plan is going to be this spring. This spring is going to be gut it, accept the floor, get the walls out, get the foam in the walls, get the wood on the walls, get some wiring ran, figure out what we're doing in the back, a cabinet set up for the front and the cockpit area, and make it happen. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.